Okay, so anyways, you guys, you circled what I circled. What made you think? What made you think that was the vertex?
Just both lines start.
It's like where the catching.
Okay, wait. 100%. Ethan?
Just where both lines start.
It's where both lines or rays start. Okay? What were you going to say, Adrian?
Where it like changes.
Where it changes.
Like
That's why
changes
it
direction.
changes directions. Okay, what? Where they intersect. Okay. Guess what I'm trying to make you say? It's the highest point or the lowest point. I was hoping you'd say that because that's what we're talking about in chapter 4. So when you look at this, this V goes up, and because this V goes up, this is known as the lowest point or what? The minimum point. Where this V goes which way? Down. This is known as the maximum. These are the words we're going to use in chapter 4. So in chapter 4 we say maximum, minimum. Maximum happens when the parabola goes down. Minimum happens when the parabola goes up. Although, did you notice, for some reason they gave you what? I don't know why they did that, but they did. Okay. Next. A parabola is the graph of a quadratic function. A function of the form, and the form is f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, I got to tell you, that, what you're looking at right there, guys, that's tomorrow's lesson. We're not actually doing this today. This is known as standard form. Standard form of a quadratic equation is right here. And that's actually tomorrow's lesson. Today's lesson is back here. We're doing vertex form. We'll get into this in just a second. A parabola is symmetrical around its blank, a line that divides the parabola into two mirror images.
Axis of symmetry.
Axis of symmetry. Good job. And there it is, axis of symmetry. So what cuts your parabola in half is called the axis of symmetry. And I did not hit that hard back in chapter 2. Matter of fact, I hardly hit it at all. Okay? Here's the axis of symmetry. If you look over here, they have it in red, but I don't think you can tell. The axis of symmetry will always be a vertical line, x equals, and then you got to say the number. Where did it cross the x-axis? This one would be what? 0. What about this one? Also x equals 0. A, O, S stands for axis of symmetry. Okay? Good? Next, number 2, or question 2. Circle each function whose graph is a parabola. Which one's a parabola? 1, 2, 3, or 4? 2 and 3 I'm hearing. How come you're saying 2 and 3? I heard somebody over there say it because you saw what? X squared. Anytime you see an x squared, it is quadratic. It's parabola. So what's this? What's this known as?
Linear.
That's linear. That's just x to the first, y to the first. This is all linear. So this is not what we're going to study this chapter. This is not. Okay, do the same thing on the bottom. Circle and then cross out. Cross out what's not parabola or quadratic. Okay, you crossed out which ones? Second and fourth. Because the first and the third had x squared in it, you know this is a parabola. Parabola. Okay, because of the x squared right here. This gave it away right there. Okay. All right, next up, right here. Page 2. Page 2 talks about the parent function, which I've already talked about right here. What is it that you should know? The vertex will always be 0, 0. Axis of symmetry, x equals 0. And what about the behavior of your parent? How's the behavior happening? Vertex, wherever that is. Where do you go from here? Right 1, up 1. What about right 2? Up 4. Okay, so basically, if that is the y-axis, we're talking this right here. Okay? All right, so I do want you to know the behavior of your parent. Okay? Which I think you already do. Okay? Okay, let's graph. So your first one is to graph y equals this, right? Okay? Okay, well, the first thing you have to look for is this kind of stuff. I don't want to turn the lights on you. Can you see the board or not?
Yeah.
You sure? All right. Do you see parentheses? Look over there. Do you see X with parentheses around it? No, we're not going right or left. Do you see a number in the back? No, we're not going up and down. So that right here, let me cover up the 1/3. That is the parent with a 1/3 in front of it and a negative. What's the 1/3 mean to you? There's no slope to curves. It's a what? It's a compression or stretch. Which one? I hope you want. Yeah, we're going to compress by what? 1/3. Now, what's the negative mean? We're reflected upside down over the x-axis. Okay, so here's the deal. When you say compress it by 1/3, you're saying vertically compress it. That means your up and down movement. Every time you tell me to go over 1, up 1, I'm not going to go over 1, up 1. I'm going over 1, up 1/3 of what you just said. Okay, so here we go. What's the parent look like? 0, 0 is the vertex, right? Typical parent goes right 1. Yeah, but this is negative. So we're going to go right 1, down 1, right 2, down 4.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, this would be the answer if we had negative x squared. But we have negative 1/3 x squared. So we have to go down 1/3 of what the parent did. The parent went over 1, down 1. So we're not going to go down 1. We're going to go down 1/3 of negative 1. What's that? Yes. We're going to go down 1/3. Okay, so here I go. Over 1, down 1/3, left 1, down 1/3. You can already tell I'm slowing down. Okay, typical parent goes over 2, down 4. I'm not going down 4. I'm going to go down 1/3 of negative 4. Multiply, what's that? Oh, it's fractions. Guys, it's just 4/1 times 1. What is it? Negative. So you're going to go down 4/3, but how far is that? How far do I go down? 1 1/3. It's right about here. Hey guys, look how slow this parabola goes down compared to the parent. And if I continued the parent actually goes over 3, down 9. Isn't this what the parent does? Down 9. Okay, but you're not going to go down 9. You're going to go down what? 1/3 of negative 9 is? Negative 3. There. There it is. So you can see the parent goes down pretty fast. Yours didn't. Let me erase this parent because this parent might be messing you up. Okay, and there's your graph right there. That's you. Okay, so this would be a 1/3 x squared with a negative in front. You okay with that? I forgot to write this. Plot the vertex. What was the vertex? Draw the axis of symmetry. If I draw the axis of symmetry, it's right here. What is the axis of symmetry? Axis of symmetry, x equals 0, right? Good. They actually started you with a hard problem. That's probably the hardest problem you're going to do. I think the rest of it's much easier than this one, because the rest of it talks about left, right, up, and down. Okay, so here's your next problem. G of x equals what?
X squared plus 3.
X squared plus 3, which means do you take the parent?
Right, 3.
Is that right 3 or?
Oh, yeah.
Is it in parentheses?
No.
No. In parentheses, right, left. No parentheses, up or down. This is what? Up 3. So how is a translation of your parent? Up 3. So help me out here. What's the vertex in this one?
0, 3.
0, 3. Okay, up 3 right here. Okay. Tell me the A value. Do you see the A value?
1.
Yeah, it's right here. It's 1. If the A value is 1, is that a stretch or is that a compression? Or is it nothing, as Taylor says? It's nothing. It is the parent. And if it's the parent, you'll do what? Over 1, up 1. Over 2, up 4. I could go over 3, up 9, but I ran out of graph paper. So I think I'll just stop here. This is good enough. You okay with that? Okay. Oh. AOS. What's the AOS? Straight down the middle. X equals 3. Sorry, X equals what? 0. I heard 3, but it's X equals 0.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, you know what? If you look back here, guys, the AOS will always be which one? The X value. Yeah. Because it says X will equal what? 0. It's always the X value of your vertex. Okay? Try that one. Some of you are probably done. You're waiting for me. What translation's going on here when you see X minus 4 inside?
Right.
Okay, that is a right 4, which means your parent, right here, 0, 0 will go where? Right 4. So it's going to be what?
4, 0.
4, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. What about the A value? A is 1, which means it's the parent. Yeah, it's just the parent. Right 1, up 1. Right 2, up 4. AOS. X equals what? 4. AOS. Yes? Okay. I'm just trying to think if I forgot anything, but I don't think I did. Are you okay? Okay, these top 3 are just review of what you learned back in chapter 2 and today, I guess. But basically it says this. When will you stretch? When your A value is what? Anything bigger than 1 stretches the parent. Anything between 0 and 1 does what? Compresses, which means flattens it up. Here's an A value and a negative A value. A positive A value would make your parent go up, where a negative A value will make your parent go down. Just review. Questions? I feel like I'm hearing talk. Are you okay back there?
Yeah, I was just saying that first one looks like metaphase. And
First one looks like what?
metaphase. And never mind, it's cell splitting.
It's what?
It's cell splitting, it looks like metaphase.
What's that?
It looks like a chromosome.
It does.
It does.
See, we bring science into this.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Next. Here they talk about minimum and maximum value. That's what I was trying to get you to say in the very beginning. I'm going to read it to you, but it might sound a little confusing, but just stick with me. If your A value is greater than 0, now, everybody, when they talk like this, they talk that mathy math talk, think to yourself, A is greater than 0 just means what kind of number is A?
Above 0.
Say it again.
It's above.
Positive. Tyler said that just means positive. So if A is greater than 0, we're talking, if A is positive, the parabola opens which way?
Up.
Up. That's all a positive A value means to me too. The y coordinate of the vertex is called a what? Minimum. Look, you guys, if your parabola opens up, because your A value is positive, you have a what value here? Minimum. Lowest, the vertex is the lowest point on the parabola. It's a minimum. Okay, if A is less than 0, which means?
Positive.
Negative.
If A is negative, that's what it means. If A is negative, the parabola opens which way? Down. The y coordinate of the vertex is the what? Okay, guys, look. This parabola goes down, doesn't it? Okay, well, look at your vertex. This would be the maximum. This time it's the maximum point. It's the highest point on the parabola. Where here, the vertex is the lowest point on the parabola. Okay? We'll get into this more down here. You'll see. The vertex form of a quadratic equation is, I can't write it. I can't move this. So you have to write this. Y equals, and it's right here, by the way, A times x minus h squared plus k. This is what you're studying today. This is your form. It's called vertex form. I'll write it here. A times x minus h. There you go. Good? In that form, guys, you can tell a lot of things what your parabola does. You can say right, left, up, down, stretch, compress, reflection, you can do all that stuff. Okay? Here's what else you can do. You can pick out the vertex right away. The vertex of the parabola in this form is blank, blank. Look at this. Tell me what the vertex is going to be. You know it's always 0, 0, unless
Negative HK.
he says negative HK. Okay? Eric says negative HK.
Wouldn't it be HK? Because negative goes right.
Okay, let's just pretend we knew. Okay, watch. If this said x minus 5, what would you tell me to do to the parent?
Right 5.
Right 5, so you'd put what here?
Positive H.
You put a 5,
Yeah.
x minus 5. You just put the 5 there. You're right. It is just what? It is just h. It's hk. So whenever you guys want to know the vertex in it, and if it's in this form, you just say h comma k. All right? The equation of the axis of symmetry, the axis of symmetry will always be x equals,
I know.
yeah, but what's the number?
H.
H? Okay. Guys, it's always going to be right here. It's always going to be x equals the x value of your vertex. If that's h, put h. If that's 3, put 3.
So in parentheses, x minus x.
X minus what?
X, because if you're saying x is equal to h.
Yes, yes I am. I don't say it that way, but yeah. So like if you, like for instance, you say x minus 5 squared, you're telling me this is what goes there, right? Adrian?
Yes.
You're basically saying that's a 5, right? Okay. Kind of heavy. Sorry.
That's okay.
All right, you guys keep moving. I'm not going to read this to you. I'm just going to tell you on the picture, when you have a minimum value, it's because your parabola goes which way? Up. The minimum will be your vertex, okay? Here, because your parabola goes down, you're going to have a what? You're going to have a maximum. Okay, I'm not going to read any more than that. All right. When your equation is written in vertex form, you can do a lot of things. Number one, you can read the vertex right out of it. The vertex, the axis of symmetry, whether it has a minimum or it has a maximum, you can give me the domain and you can give me the range. You can do all that just by looking at the equation. So you ready? Give me the vertex.
Negative 1, 4.
Who said that?
Me.
Adrian, say it again.
Is it negative 1, 4?
He says it's negative 1, 4. Tell me this. Which way does that tell me to go with my parent? Left 1, up 4. So if the parent is 0, 0, and I go left 1, up 4, he's got it. Good. Axis of symmetry, AOS. X equals negative 1. It's always going to be where it crosses the x-axis, but where it crosses the x-axis is going to be your x value on your vertex every time. Maximum or a minimum.
Negative 1.
Can you just tell me this? Does this parabola have a low point? Look at my chest here. Look. Does it have a low or does it have a high? That's a negative a value, which means it probably goes this way. So that means the vertex is on the highest point. It has a what?
Maximum.
Maximum at all a maximum is, or your maximum or your minimum is, the y value. What's the highest this thing ever goes?
Y. 4.
It's right here. The highest this parabola ever goes is 4. So you could say it has a highest y value at 4. And if you really, really want to make a quick sketch of this, guys, because sometimes a sketch does help. How would this look again? Tomorrow?
Yep.
Okay. And then how would this look? Negative 1, 4, right? Okay. You know it goes down, don't you? Okay. And because it goes down, you can see the maximum happens at 4. Y equals 4. Good? Okay. Domain. Do you guys remember domain? Those are the x values that get answers. What x values got answers?
Negative 0.
Just, okay, 0 got an answer. Look, right here. Whoops, it's in the wrong color. 0 gets an answer right there. How about did 2 get an answer? How about did 10 get an answer?
No. Yeah.
You know this parabola goes down, 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 down. It keeps getting wider, doesn't it? Yeah, it goes left and right forever. It goes down forever. It's going at that kind of angle. Yes, 10 gets an answer. So does 100. So does negative 100. So what are we going to say? All real numbers. All x values get points. They just get matched up. So what's the range going to be? Well, it's the y values, right?
Y is less than.
Okay. Ethan says anything 4 and down. Do you agree?
Yes.
Look, see this point? It gets negative 3. See this point? It gets 0. This point gets 2. See this? This gets what? 4. 4 and down comes out. So it is right. All y values will be 4 or less. Yes.
For his domain, always going to be all real numbers then.
Ah, I like that. Good job. Yes. He's trying to tell you guys the answer every time will be what? All real numbers. For what? Domain. I don't care what parabola I draw for you. Every x value always gets an answer. But not the case for what? Range. Range is going to mess you up. You guys should never get the domain wrong. Okay? Because Adrian just told you what to write. Okay. Go. Do the next one, please. Do that one. It's the same problem. Yeah, it's capital R with two vertical lines. Okay, this is not the parent. If it was the parent, you'd say vertex 0, 0. You know it's going to be what? What?
3,
Right? 3.
Up 5.
down,
I think it's a down. Is that a down 5?
Yeah.
Down 5. 3, negative 5, correct? Okay. AOS.
3,
Vertical line and cuts it right down the middle.
3.
X equals
3.
3. Good. Next, does it have a minimum or does it have a maximum?
Minimum at a half.
See that 1/2? That 1/2 is positive. You guys should be thinking in your head. You don't have to draw this, but you should be thinking in your head. 3, negative 5. About here, and you because that's positive, you should be thinking it goes which way? Up. Minimum or max? Minimum. At what y value? Negative 5, right? Got it. Got it. There it is. It has a minimum at y equals negative 5. Domain, we know it's all real numbers. Capital R with another vertical line going down. Simple. The range would be all y values coming out of this thing. This y came out, this y came out, this y, this y. What y's are coming out?
Y equal to greater than or equal to.
Y is greater than or equal to negative 5. Good? Yeah? Do it. Guys, now this is where you kind of like take over. You're just flying through this. Graph it. Graph it, graph it. Just by looking at the equation, what did you call your vertex?
-2, -5.
Left 2, down 5. Yep, I agree. Which would put me about 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. Good? Okay. Axis of symmetry, the line that cuts it in half. Straight up, straight down. There it goes. X equals what? -2. AOS. AOS. X equals -2. Okay. You know how it says find and plot 2 points? Guys, I never did that with you, Jump 2. I talked about the A value. If the A value is what? 2. You should know it's a what? Stretch. Stretch the parent by 2. Over 1 up, 1. No. Over 1 up, twice as fast, 2. Here it is. Mirror it over. Over 2 up, 4. You're going to go up what? 8, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mirror it. See it? Good? Yeah? Okay. Plot corresponding points on the other side of the axis of symmetry. We already did that. I'm done. I got it. Now, this equation is right there again. It's right here. All the things that we did to the parent, which one did we do? A, B, C, or D? What did we do to the parent?
C.
Did we do C?
Yeah.
Did we reflect it across the x-axis? No. Reflect by factor, or stretch by factor 2, yep. Translate 2 units to the right? No. You said C is it. It is C. Okay. All right, next. read that equation right here and tell me what this does to your parent. Who wants to say the first thing that you can see? Go ahead, Taylor. Okay, he says, takes the 2, says it's a stretch. Stretch by what? Nope. Don't say stretch by negative, just say stretch by 2. You're right. Guess what? This negative in front means something else. What's that mean?
It means it goes down.
That's your reflection. So guys, the negative 2 meant stretch, negative meant reflect. Reflected over x-axis. I know it seems kind of picky, I get it, but just 2 means something, negative means something. Molly, what's this mean? Right 3. Agree? Yes. Lewis, what's this mean?
Up 1.
Up 1. Boom. Done. This is stuff on your assignment today, guys. This is all you have to do is say these words. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, next up, there's always got to be a story problem in the end about what we just talked about. The graph over there shows the jump of a dolphin. Without a dolphin, it's hard to imagine, so I'm going to go like this, this, this. Oh, that. What, you don't like my dolphin?
No,
Sure.
no, it's
And a nose?
yeah.
Okay. Now, the axis symmetry is x equals 2, which just tells you this. Right through the 2, we know we can mirror points over the other side. X equals 2. Okay? And the height of the jump is what? 7. So this would be equal to 7, I guess. If the path of the jump passes through the point 5, 5, so somewhere on the parabola, about right here, is 5, 5, right? What quadratic function models the path of the jump? Guys, they're asking you to write an equation. What equation works with this parabola? Well, you guys, every equation you write will look like this. Vertex form. You must fill numbers in for A, H, and K. I'll give you a head start. Go. I think great.
It's not the right.
Let's go up there tomorrow
You
morning.
won't? I won't.
Gotcha. Okay, did anybody pick out the vertex? What is it? Right here.
2, 7.
2, 7. Okay, so the dolphin jumps, hits a peak at 2, 7. Now, they're calling this. This is the origin. And when you go up to here, she, whatever, is already 6 feet up. Okay? So here's the deal. Your parent function moves which way? Right 2 and up 7. So what would HK be?
-2 and 7.
And positive 7? Okay, would you guys agree with that? So what's A?
Is 1.
You're saying this is the parent? You're telling me, hey guys, when you say this is the parent, you're telling me from here we went right 1, down 1, right 2, down 4. Okay. And by the way, if it was the parent, it'd be -1. It's not. It's not the parent. It's been either stretched or compressed. Who has the A value? Anybody?
-3 over 2.
Negative what?
3 over 2.
Negative 3 over 2, which is 1.5. Negative 1.5 is not the answer.
Negative 1/2.
Negative 1/2 is, that's a very common answer. Most students have said that. No.
Is it negative 2/3?
No.
Negative 2/3, you're further away than Isaac. Isaac was closer. Negative 1/3, you're getting closer.
Negative 2.5.
Negative what?
2.5.
2.5.
Yeah.
You're way off. Sorry. You went way too far. You stretched it. It's not a stretch, it's compression. 1/4? You're getting closer. Hey, do you like this method? Do you like guessing?
Yeah.
No. Guys, look. Look. You see this point? They gave you the point for a reason. If they give you a point on your graph, they're giving you X and Y. Which means, you guys, if you want this A value, you have everything except for A. You know your X value is what? What do you know? X is 5. What do you know about your Y value? It's 5. You just don't know your A value. Solve that equation. Plug your 5 in for X, plug your 5 in for Y, go. Do it. You do not need a calculator for this problem. What's that? 9 times A. 9A. Keep solving. What do you do? Minus 7. 5 minus 7.
Negative 2.
Divide by 9. What is the compression factor? Negative 2 nines. Nobody said that. I think the closest person was whoever said 1/4. Because that's 0.222 repeating and 1/4 is 0.25. Okay. So what are we putting here?
Negative 2 over 9.
Yeah. There it is. That's it. Y equals negative 2 nines times X minus 2 squared plus 7 models the dolphin. The dolphin goes up, then down. What was the path of the dolphin? Right here. This is the formula for the dolphin. If you want to know where the dolphin's at, plug it into the formula.
The dolphin starts 6 feet in the air.
Now we got a picture of where the dolphin was at time 0. At time 0 we looked.
Okay.
We were in the boat and we went like this. At time 0 it was turn, change. It's a rocket problem. Same problem, it's a rocket.
We are.
Hey guys, the rocket goes up, the rocket comes down. What's the path of the rocket? I want the formula, I want the equation. Now, here's the bad thing. The bad thing about this story problem is, they just gave you a picture of the rocket, and they never really said anything about the XY axis. Now you have freedom. You have freedom to put the x-axis where you want, the y-axis where you want. But here's me thinking, if the rocket starts here, if that's the starting point, I'm going to make this the origin. That's what I would do. I'll try to write the equation. Go. There are 3 numbers you got to find. AHK. AHK. 2 of them should be fairly easy. What was your vertex?
No,
16 what?
34.
384, gotcha. So basically your parent slid to 16 to the right, 384 up. Casey, how does that sound? Fill it in.
White.
We don't know A, but what am I going to write here now?
Plug in 16
Say that again.
minus 16.
Okay, minus 16 because you went right 16.
Plus 384.
Plus 384. Okay, so the hardest part is going to be, is this stretching it? Is it compressing? So now you got to plug some numbers in, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what number do you want to plug in?
32.
32.0?
No, X, yes.
You can do 32.0. You can do 0, 0, but what you can't do is the vertex. Don't do the vertex. Now, here's the deal. Which one's easier? 32.0 or 0, 0? I think 0, 0 would be easier, but if you want to do 32.0, go ahead. So you'll plug in. How many want the 0, 0? Anybody? Everyone? Okay. 0, take away 16. And then, wait. Solve it. And here's your answer, by the way. Negative 1.5 equals A. Your assignment's right there. You got a yellow and graph paper. Yellow and graph paper. Yellow and graph paper.
Want a snack? Sure.